All right, let's go to some other issues. The crisis in Ukraine, hard not to watch it and end up devastated by what you see, the horror and the injustice. Now, as Australians, we're a long way geographically from the tragedy, but I know many of you have donated to various organisations to help, and we're all urging the Australian government to do whatever we can to stand with Ukraine. But, well, for my next guest, just that wasn't enough. James Spenceley is a North Sydney local, a councillor and a businessman who has purchased 2 ambulances to send to Ukraine and is raising money to buy and equip more. It's a wonderful story. He joins me now from Sydney. James, tell us why you were inspired to take this action.
Well, I think like most people in Australia, it's really hard to find a really effective and direct way to help people in Ukraine. You can donate to the global charities, but you don't know where the money goes and how quickly it's going to get there. So I was really motivated to make as big a difference and impact as I could. But we've got family over there. My wife is Ukrainian, so we're hearing the stories firsthand, and I just couldn't sit by anymore. I wanted to make a difference to individual people.
I thought your story, when I was briefed about it a couple of days ago, was just incredible. And the fact that in some Ukrainian cities we've got an ambulance ratio of 4 ambulances per 1 million people. Now, is that accurate? And what's the impact of the ambulances? Because I'm told that for every new ambulance they get in Ukraine, they can save at least 5 additional lives a day.
Yeah, it's just stunning. We're in correspondence overnight last night with one town, one city with 966,000 people. They've loaned their ambulance out to Mariupol. Obviously, they're not getting the ambulances back from Mariupol. It's now under Russian control. So they've left themselves with a number like 5 or 6 ambulances for that population. It's just stunning. People are being transported in the back of cars. They're not getting medical assistance while they're being transported, and they are dying. So this is a way that we can get an ambulance, a couple of ambulances, hopefully more, into the country, and they'll save lives.
And they're coming, as I understand, from France. They've got all the equipment on them. How do you get them into Ukraine, and how do you make sure they go where they need to be?
Yeah, so we've used local contacts, family members, friends of theirs to really find the cities that are most need at the moment. We're driving them from France across to the Polish border and then crossing into Ukraine and then delivering them directly. We want to make sure it gets to the right, directly to the people who are going to use it and who need it. So that's sort of been our priority, is to make sure we get them there, and hopefully people will see what we're doing and want to contribute and know that every dollar is going to go directly into the ambulance. I'm paying my own airfares. I've bought the 2 ambulances myself. Every single dollar will go directly to the ambulance, and that'll go directly to Ukrainians who need it.
And we're in the middle of a federal election campaign. We're throwing around gargantuan sums, or we're not, the politicians are, with our money. $25,000, it seems pretty modest to get an ambulance. How can people support you, James? Where do they go to tip into your fund?
Sure. So we, after we sort of mentioned this project to a couple of people, everyone wanted to donate. So we've set up a GoFundMe page. We've launched that this morning. It's at AUS Ukraine aid.org. If you go to that webpage, there's a link there to the GoFundMe page, and people can donate. And be assured that that money is going to go directly to helping people and hopefully saving a lot of lives.
Thank you, James. I think you're an incredible Australian. I love this story, and I'm so pleased you could join us tonight.